you were in the car. But you are in the car. Let me drop, this is the current list. Let me drop it while this thing boots up. Okay. It should be live. Let me just double check. Facebook feed. There we go. Let me get my notes. Hey, Beanie blessings. Welcome to Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with me, Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. This is being recorded and live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. If you don't want to be seen or heard, please mute your mic and turn your camera off. Please unmute yourself if you do perform and mute when you're not, out of consideration for your fellow artists. This mic is for all mediums of art and beanies. For those who don't know me, I'm an author, realtor, and a full-time lesbian here in New York City, and that last one's not a choice. A few ground rules: no hate speech or bullying in our space. If I hear or see any of that tonight, you're going to get the boot, no questions asked. This is a brave space, like I said. Like me, many of us have parallel careers and are here unwind after a long day's work, so please leave the crappy attitudes and beef behind before reading. I don't believe in content or trigger warnings, given life is one, but if you feel the need to do so, go right for it. Each artist is going to have 4 minutes to perform. I'm not going to like ring a bell or buzz you if you go over, but just be mindful of how long you choose to perform, please. I will always announce who's on deck. And like I said earlier, if you don't want to perform and I've added you to the list, let me know so I can take you off. And if you want to and haven't added your name just yet, also send me a DM and I will add you. So to learn more about The Word Is Right, please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Our calendar of events is there. We have something almost every night of the week. And also please check out Marissa Prada, who's our executive producer here. Her publishing house, Red or Green Books, READ, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's published over 200 authors and more to come in the new year. So give them a follow, Red or Green Books. Before we begin, I just want to do our little meditation exercise that we started last week. So it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. So you can turn your camera off, you can close your eyes. You don't have to participate, it is whatever comfort you feel. But we're just going to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the first thing I'd like you to do, please, is 5 things you can see in front of you. It doesn't have to be anything cumbersome, just 5 things you can currently see. I can see all of my computer, I can see my lamp, I can see the books next to me, I can see my AirPod case, and I can see my cell phone. So 5 things we can see right in front of us. 4 things you can touch just with you right now. What are 4 things you can touch? You can see my desk, my phone, computer, the pen right in front of me. 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. What are 3 things you can hear? I can hear the sound of my own voice. I can hear the wind outside on this autumn evening. I can hear a little buzz in my ear from some feedback. What are 2 things you can smell? I can smell my tea in front of me. I can smell the dinner lingering from downstairs. And 1 thing you can taste or feel. You can feel the blanket on my lap, the tea lingering in my mouth. Okay, so 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste or feel. Had a long day, a lot of us, so we're just unwinding, coming into our space, coming into our bodies, our mind. Okay. Thank you for joining me in that. It's our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. All right. So I have dropped the list in the chat and I will drop it again. And I saw Martin popped in the space, so I'm going to add Martin to our list, Martin Parker. All right, so let me drop that list one more time. So on deck, we have Christopher Moore, but up to the mic now. I think he's making his Deadpan Dope debut. So please welcome my boo from New York. He just launched something for his company today, Blended City, and he'll talk more about that now. But please welcome my friend and fellow artist, Nick Louise.
Hello, everyone. Hi. First question. Is it okay if I just do one round and not two?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do something old and something new, but not borrowed and blue. No, I'm just kidding. Hi everyone. My name is Nick Louise. As Deadpan Lizzie, my boo, said, today I launched my nonprofit called Blended City. We've been operated for about 5 years, but just recently transitioned over. And our mission is to simply support and connect non-traditional artists in disadvantaged communities by providing a multidisciplinary space to create. So no matter who you are, what you do, come join us. We want to spread love and kindness. So that's that. And do I have to say anything else? Are there other rules? No? Okay, cool.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 pieces. I'm gonna do something that I've done before, and then a really recent piece that I actually got inspired by my best friend. She's also my business partner too with Blended City. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna start with this old shit. It's called Who's Got My Back? Who's got your back? I got my back. Did you hear that? From the moment I was born, fighting a disease that was killing my brain, all these IVs with medicine flowing through my veins. Surgery after surgery, hospital after hospital. Was my life worth living even possible? But you know, if it wasn't for my mother saving my life, getting me out from under the knife, would I still be around, standing on this ground, expressing myself in front of you all? Was this my call? Blessed, grateful, humbled to be here. My mother, she got my back. Did you hear that? If it wasn't for my fairies guiding me, loving me, supporting me, understanding me, helping me set myself in this world apart, they got my back. Did you hear that? My hope, my love, my charming prince, piece by piece, he collected me, giving me deserving love is destined to be, protecting me, us with all his might, reminding me that everything's going to be all right. Together, side by side, he lifts me up to the heavens higher, promoting my deepest desires and burning away my self-sabotage at the funeral's pyre. He's got my back. Did you hear that? My ancestors, spirit guides, and familiar shadow whispers in my ear saying, con mucho cuidado, protecting me from the otherworldly realm, vanquishing the unwanted and positioning me to the highest helm. They got my back. Did you hear that? And for all those who stab my back, it's all right. I have scars made from the attack. Something to always remember. I hope you know that. You got no back. I got my back. Did you hear that? Oh, thank you, Marissa.
I'll make some noise for Nick Louise and that opening poem for our evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably look at Robert has a bell. That's so cute.
Thank you,
well,
Robert.
we always got your back. That was beautiful. Are you going to do another offering, or was it just the one piece?
Yeah, I'm going to do another one, and this is more recent and new. But yeah, this one's called The Bestie, the Baddie. She's my best friend. One of my best friends, I have two, but she's my best friend in this situation right now, and also my business partner. So I want to do this in honor of her, and also in honor of us releasing our company, Blended City. In this night and in this hour, she's driving around cruising with her power. A cigarette in her left hand, the wheel in her right, thinking, believing, knowing that things will get better, although she's over this logo altogether. My bestie is a baddie. She would never show that she's satty. She holds her chin up like a boss. Her and McDonald's are the same because they never reveal their special sauce. My bestie is a baddie. Has she ever been catty? Nah, because she better than that. 2 snaps, bam, clack, she will burn you down with those piercing eyes. You died. My bestie, the baddie. You know what I'm going to say? Yes, she has a fatty. Not her ass, stupid, her heart. She's different and unique from worlds apart. Attitude, determined, hard worker, destined to be legendary in all she does. She's all she needs to be. A powerful woman from head to her toe. Don't you know? She's creative, she's talented, she's smart, she's gorgeous. My bestie, the baddie. She's doing what she do best, driving around, cruising with her power. Love you, Ashley.
I love that tribute.
Thanks.
Aw, those were both great pieces. I'm so happy you made it. Please
Thank you.
check
Thank
out,
you.
yeah, please check out their new company, Blended Cities, here in New York City. They do amazing multimedia things. And where can the people follow you besides Blended City IG, Facebook?
Yeah, IG, Instagram. We're on TikTok now. We're about to like launch our first TikTok video. You can also follow me personally. I'm an actor, producer, and also a meditation teacher. And I love to meditate with people. So thank you, Lizzie, for that short and sweet meditation thing before entering the space. I loved it. And yeah, so you can follow me at Blended City, and you can also follow me at Mr. Nick Luis on IG. Oh, and
Awesome.
also too, I'm a published poet with Out Loud and Where the
Yes.
Green Books.
Yes, he is. He
So
is in
shout
this
out.
beautiful anthology, as well as Robert Fleming, Shaki G, myself, Marissa Prada. So proud of all the people that contributed and reviewed our book. So please
Mhm.
check all the stuff Nick is doing out. He is amazing. And get a copy of Out Loud from us
Yes,
if you
yeah.
haven't. It's such a powerful and beautiful book. There's
Mhm.
also a podcast about it that Shockey and Jacob R. Moses do on the first Sunday of the month, which is coming up this week on November 6th. Is it 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6? I can't remember off the top of my head. 5?
6 p.m. 6
Oh,
p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they have some mental health specialists coming on talking about the LGBT community and other mental health issues. So thank you, Nick,
Thank
for all
you.
that
Thank you for
you
having
do.
me.
Yeah, always a pleasure to see you. Beautiful poetry. And do you have WhatsApp? Because I took the videos for you.
Oh, I do. It's my phone
Okay,
number.
it's easier
Yeah.
to send videos that way.
Okay,
So I
cool.
will send them to you.
All
And I thought
right.
that's an
Thank
awesome way to kick
you.
the night off. And yeah, I took the 5 4 3 2 1 exercise from a screenwriting class I've been doing with my friend Nate Raven, who's also a part of our Broadway community. So thank you, Nate Raven, for introducing me to it. It really is a nice way to come into our bodies and our minds and just kind of put away what we've been dealing with. Because it's like 9 p.m. in New York, so it's been a long day. I know we're all on different time zones, some of us, but it's been a long day. Well, thank you, Nick, and we hope. I know you said you might not read in round two, but we hope you stick around just to hang out with us.
For
Awesome.
sure.
Yes, Sabrina Benaim is a guest this Sunday on the Out Loud podcast. So please check that out if you're around Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a wonderful Q&A. All right. Well, on deck, we have the return of Daniel Villegas, but please welcome to the mic now. He is a producer and MC here at The Word is Right. He has on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, more poetry. And he also on the third Thursdays of the month as his own producing network. It's called Thursdays. He has his own general open mic, which I went to the first one a few weeks ago, and it was a really welcoming and loving space. And he also has his podcast, Poetic Robin Hood, which I will be a guest on next year. I'm excited to record that with him in the new year. So please welcome my friend and fellow producer, and he's also in our Out Loud anthology. I'm so proud of all the authors in this book, especially the poems Chris submitted are just absolutely beautiful. So please welcome to the mic now, Christopher Moore.
You're making my head big, Lizzie.
But
Thank you.
but you're doing so many amazing things. I'm not making your head big. I'm just very proud of you.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, I'm just teasing.
Okay. I only have one poem for tonight. This is called Sands of the Mind. Wandering for many years in an exodus that just didn't seem right. Always picking up where I left off, left alone without a community or tribe. Will I ever find my promised land, or will I forever be this exiled nomad, roaming from person to person once again in the vain hopes I discover an ounce of humanity? 30 years wandering this desert, will I have to be here for 10 more as I am bombarded with too many false messiahs? That's all I got for the poem.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't fast on getting my my hand on the unmute button. Y'all make some noise for Christopher Moore. That was such a lovely micro poem. So thank you for sharing.
I'll put my podcast and open mic info in the chat for everyone.
Yes, please. And who you have features once a month. Who's your next feature on More Poetry?
For More Poetry on the 9th of this month, I have someone called They Call Me Mitch, who also runs her own open mic that I tried to get to a few weeks ago but couldn't for some reason. For 1 second, I accidentally clicked on my own link.
I have been to Call Me Mitch because I think Finbo featured once and I went to support her.
know Christopher T. George tried inviting me and apparently he got the time wrong and we were late apparently. But for my podcast Poetic Robin Hood though, this coming Monday is when I'm posting the next episode 2, and I have Maureen Medina as my feature for November for the podcast.
I love Maureen. She is my drag bar playwright Mike poetry slam wife amongst the husbands and booze and wives and girlfriends I have accumulated in our community. And yeah, I do know Mitch a little bit. So that's wonderful that you're gonna have them on. And so yeah, check Christopher out and all the cool stuff he does, and maybe you'll get to feature on his podcast or on his open mic. It's a very welcoming space. I'm always happy to go and be in the space and support everyone. All right,
just one thing though, I do have to at least hear your poetry first before I consider you a feature. I've had people randomly ask me to be a feature and I've never heard their poetry before. And I unfortunately have to say I can't until I hear you.
Yes, so be respectful, but if you are here tonight, he's going to hear you, so that does count. Okay, if you want to. But yes, be respectful of any mic you go to in our community and beyond. If you want to be a feature, please at least attend. Otherwise, it doesn't look very kind or supportive of everyone. So thank you, Chris. We hope to listen and hear more of you later this evening. I'm always happy to have you in our space. All right. On deck, we have Ethan Mackler. I'm happy he's returned to Deadpan Dope. But please welcome back now. I'm so excited he's back too, is Daniel Vegas.
Charity. I got 2 pieces for you. One, it's not finished. I started writing it today. I was like, you know what? This might be pretty cool to just kind of spit it, get it out of my head. So this one's really short. And then I got this other poem that I really want to share. I'm really proud of it. But I'm just going to go into this one. This one's called Furious 5. Hey, yo, I'm sitting on my bed and wondering if everything I said is exactly what I meant when I said that life is precious. Like a gem, I will never cave in, not even if I bend like the air. Yo, I feel like I'm there walking through the space like the lair. When I flare, everything has been erased. Now I'm here, but I'm there. Everything seems out of place, like a chair in a room, which makes me more an ace because the cards in the deck are putting me like a face of a jack on a card that seems more out of place because the cards that I'm dealt with have already been erased. Now I'm here, but I'm there, and it seems more like a chase to a goal that I gotta figure out. And yo, my hand is on my heart because the beat is what is pounding. Back, I'm flipping the mode, back in the chord and tipping and ripping the bone, and out of my home, similar tone, I'm playing accordions in front of the audience. I'm seeing the foliage change. When the leaves die, I see like Levi, priest in charge of the children of Israel. Now I'm knee high like a feline. Yo, I'm always laying on all fours like the beat when I rely. So much to refine. If you're lost in this sea line, then get your K9 or canines ready to munch. But I step back like Selena, drinking a little bit of agua panela con chela with some Argentinian tango. I dig deeper than somebody holding a candle at the center of the pyramid. See, I'm innovative, or should I say innovative, with this penmanship like a pendulum panorama larger than the Pentagon on a Peloton with an intercom. This is hip hop. Never will we be so gassed up like helium, period. No before, no afters. I'm serious. Furious 5.
Nice. And you have another one, you said?
Yeah, I got this one. So I call it metaphysics because At the time, I was like going into really cool little conscious states. And I was like, yo, I got to write the stuff that I'm experiencing and everything in my head. And I was able to write it the day of that I was experiencing this stuff. So I think you guys are really going to appreciate this. It's called Metaphysics. I'm holding scriptures in my hand, a metaphysical man. Walking on sand like covering grains of Dead Sea salt to bring the spirit higher. When I feel so provoked and change all that I need. When I feel distraught, I got my eyes on a higher vision. Targeting like missiles the point of entrance, because if you ain't love, then I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not saying love is weak, man. I'm just saying that I'm past the shenanigans like a talisman. I shine again like 10 moons with 2 stars, one for every time I go so hard. I'm so scarred. But I must maintain and get stronger for every moment when I be honing my skills to express. I won't take anything less. I'm going straight to the sun. Because the light is my friend. I'm back in the den and reading and zen. I pull my pen when I forge like I'm making a sword out of 10 different metals with letters that escalate energy. In other words, I shift frequencies to activate telepathy and all forms of awareness with some black onyx like the Ark of the Covenant used for protection. I'm in detection. No, sorry, I meant to say I'm in detention, yo, for going against our history because the verdict is out. One land, one people is what I thought we were all about. I'm trying to figure this thing out, this thing called life. Because at the center of the phi ratio, you might see light. And that's God's true feng shui. Everything was created from the void, not just on a Sunday, though that may be the sun's day. So I sun rays until I raise the sun when it's sunny, 2 suns in 1 syllable when I'm feeling muddy from tracking the road that seems long until you walk it. And you're at the end of it all. And all you have is your compass to guide your inner soul to your destination where there is no remorse, just a reminder of how great you are. So no, I'm that metaphysical man. Walking on sand like holding 1,000 grams of Dead Sea salts to cleanse my mind. Because when you meditate through time, so fast that you rewind all that was yours before the coming of time, you have to strengthen the spirit to be physically kind. I'm physically lined with my upper and lower selves. I'm back in the belt, the equator of the earth to see if I'm felt. Shooting voice quartz from my palms with open moon bracelets so I can evolve. I'm praying to God that the earth responds to my plight. Because walking in darkness means all you see is the night. So I'm here to hold light. So the rest can evolve. The puzzle of life is not found when you solve the pieces, but rather when you align your purpose to the higher goal. I'm throwing sand in the wind just to uncover it all and know that every time I look at the stars, my soul can evolve. Because God is inside. The rest is unknown. What appears to be real just might be a mirage. Metaphysics.
Damn, it's so good to hear your voice and have your energy and your power back. Always a pleasure. And you have a lot of cool stuff coming up. Do you want to plug it?
Sure. So November 12th, my poetry album is finally released on all platforms. You can check it out. Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. I'll type it in the chat, but the album is called Poetry Meets Slam. That's a poetry album. 14 tracks is mainly acapellas. I got a few songs in there, but it was a tribute to just going back to the roots of just being raw poetry. So that's what it's about. I got a poetry slam coming up in December 17th as well, upstate, that I'm running. And that's the main thing. Just doing a couple of features here and there. I think I'm going to be in the Bronx in November for a feature. Just keeping it moving, staying positive, looking to inspire and be inspired. And that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on all of that. I hope I can get to the Bronx to come see you and meet you in person finally. So check him out on Spotify, check his new albums out. I love the title. I think that it's brilliant and I can't wait to listen to it when it's available. And yeah, I love your energy. I'm so happy you're back, brother. So it's good to see you. Give him a follow, check all the stuff out he's doing, and hopefully he will spit some more fire for us later this evening. So on deck, we got Robert Fleming, who's also a part of our LGBTQ Out Loud anthology, and he'll probably bring some word art for us. I always love seeing his word art. But back to Deadpan Dope now. It's been a minute since he's been here, but I'm so happy he's back. I've missed hearing him play music, and he's also inspired me to want to learn how to play bass guitar. So please welcome back. He's also a part of the Garage Poets, Ethan Mackler. It's so good to have bass guitar back. The Deadpan beanies and bass guitar. Thank you, Ethan. I'm so happy you're back. Ethan is also part of Garage Poets with Jeff Taylor, and it's our brother organization here at The Word Is Right. They have their show every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram, The Garage Poets. Ethan, anything else you'd like to promote while you're with us?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay.
Garage Poets Friday nights. I'm not necessarily always there, but other people are.
Well, yes, go support Jeff and the rest of the Garage Poet team and our Word Is Right family if you're around on a Friday night. So yeah, so good to hear you, Ethan. We hope you'll play again in our second round. I think we'll do a second round tonight. And yeah, so give Ethan, and you can find Ethan on Facebook, right? Yes. So Ethan Mackler on Facebook, just his name. Cool. All right. So on deck, we have a lot of out loud folks here tonight, which makes me so happy. So on deck, we have Shaki G, but please welcome to the mic now our friend from Delaware, as he likes to say, greetings from Delaware. He's also a contributor of our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology and a word artist, so please welcome Robert Fleming.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a word artist from Delaware. Would I be able to share the screen?
Of course. And you showed me how to do it, so I make you a co-host.
Okay, you're gonna make me a co-host? That's fine.
Oh no, I think I just did it the way you taught me. Let me know if you can screen share.
Okay. Before I share my word art, I wanted to show people a new feature in Zoom, which are the avatars, and something humorous that I tried with it. So this is my cow. And now you say, Robert, your salt lick is ready. And you can get just a little bit of tongue action with these avatars. So I encourage people to explore them and have fun with them.
How do you find? I'm not going to do it right now, but how do you do the avatar?
Okay. You go to on the bottom left side where it says stop video.
Mm-hmm.
You click on choose video filter, and the one on the far right is avatar. So there's about 10 different animals they have
Okay.
so far. So this is new about 2 months ago in Zoom.
Okay, they have a mouse. I could be the Strauss mouse. I won't do it right now, but that's cool. Glad that Zoom is upgrading.
I met somebody who creates those avatars at one time. Pretty amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm going to share some new word arts that I do. I just submitted to Rust Built Press, and for the backgrounds for all of these, I chose different images that have rust in them and then wrote on them. The first one is a tribute to the 8 years from 1984 through about 1992, where I worked as a journalist. These 5 W's and 1 H do me no good. I am no longer his who. Where I am, he's not. What I do alone. When the alarm rings, I hear buzz. Why I come alone. How we came alone. And I'll share, the next one is a tribute to country songs. You make me feel like a coonhound run over by a Ford F-150 truck. And this was a haiku. Nike running shoe presses metal pedal down, bicycle chain loose. And then this is my last one. Here it is. 4 wheels roll over dirt. Never. Steam starts an engine, not a kaflooey. Metal pedal stops 4 seats. No sister sway. Name the company orb. Nobody will buy an orb. John called the company Ford Motor Company. So it was an imagination about how a Ford came up with their name. And the 2 things I'd like to promote is that last week I was published in the Lothian Journal. I'll put that in the chat. And my local writers group, the Rehoboth Writers Guild, November 9th, I will be a featured reader for published writers. And greetings from Delaware. And Lizzie, I hope you wrote down on your list the things you can feel is your beanie.
I did not think about that because I was looking at stuff in front of me. But yes, I can feel my beanie. So thank you. I'll say that next time. Well, thank you for sharing that. Always love your word art. Anything you want to plug you have coming up where people can find you online?
I shared two things. I'll share one more thing. I will have my second publication in Inspired, which is a literary magazine in Ireland next month, and that will be my second publication in Ireland.
Awesome. Congratulations on that, going international. I'm very proud of all the work you're doing. So yeah, check out that
Thank you.
publication in Ireland and all the cool stuff he's been doing. All right, we're going to keep moving forward in round one. So on deck, we have Black Silver. But now up to the mic now. I just want to say, because it was Halloween yesterday, I properly ate a Kit Kat for her. I actually broke it in half and didn't just bite it down the middle. So please welcome to the mic. She is the co-host and co-producer of the Out Loud podcast. She's also in the anthology. So please welcome Shaki G.
Yay.
Who's a mouse? Or a
No,
puppy?
it's a polar bear, right?
Supposed
a
to be
polar
polar
bear.
All right. I think it's gonna go away when I go to my poem anyway. This first piece I wrote today after hearing about the killing of Takeoff. Rest in peace. So it's not fully finished, but it's called Black Boy. Why, with all you have to fight to stay alive, do you choose to fight each other, Black Boy? When all the world is against you, why do you join its side? Say Black boys' lives do not matter. Do not value a breath. Say these lives are worth as much as a casket in which we place their bodies. Place them in the ground, another chance to let them down. Black Boy, why have your eyes turned green with jealous rage and need to tear another down? Black Boy, never to become Black man. Fill your pockets with legacy, your body with bullets. Do not care to see your name in lights. If your face can become mural on broken brick wall, concrete jungle art show. Watch how they stop to stare, but do not stop to care. We'll change your name to excuse, to political talking point, Black Boy. A closet of airbrushed t-shirts tells a story of those who have came and gone on replay. Do not have time to grieve. Time has never been more than sand in glass. This life a mirage, Black Boy. I wish you beaches. Wish you desert, all the sand the glass can hold. Wish you age. Wish you future farther than bullets can travel. Black Boy, wish this world became more than graveyard, war zone. Wish you call it home. And this other piece is called Deep Roots. 80% of the world's forests have been destroyed or cleared out. Their roots yanked from earth soils like weeds. Long before I ever had a memory, my family tree was uprooted, pulled from earth's crust. I watched my father whittle his branch into a baseball bat, destroy everything around him, fall asleep among the sawdust. My mother would say, "It's okay. Our roots run deeper than most. Say, as long as the fruits are here, we can always plant new seeds." Forgot to pass down her love of horticulture. I have never been a gardener, never placed anything other than bodies into the soil, which is to say, I have never planted anything other than grief. Watch those saplings grow into a weeping willow, generations of wilted relationships and dead conversations. I ask, you do not judge us by our leaves, but rather the warmth you feel when burning our kindling. We have always been a family of sacrifice. Check out Out Loud on Sunday at 6 p.m. It's me, myself, Jacob R. Moses, and Star Child Druid are the host, with our guests Sabrina and Brittany. And I think that is all.
Sounds like a great show, and those were powerful pieces. I always love hearing your work. Thank you for sharing with us and for your presence. The polar bear was very cute. So yes, check out their Out Loud podcast on Sunday. Check out the anthology if you haven't bought one yet. And where can the folks follow you online, Shafi?
I could put my Instagram in the chat.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said I'll put my Instagram and YouTube in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she'll drop her info in the chat of where you can give her a follow. Very cool. All right. So on deck, we got Martin Parker, but up to the mic now, please welcome our friend, Black Silver.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. A little trigger warning on this poem. This poem is called Just Superstition, and it is not an attack on religion. It is meant to strengthen your faith and for you to realize that the source is too complex to be confined to just one religion, that it's meant for you to piece it all together. So yeah, with that being said, I'll go into the poem called Just Superstition. Just superstition. What's the definition of good and evil? Guilty people packed into steeples, praying to their God, fingers crossed. What comes next? Redemption from the DEVIL. I don't want to go to hell. God, please save me from myself. Big crosses, big crystals, big punks. I'm a big kid now, kissed by a succubus, gifts for the ancestors, drowned by a Baptist, knocked out by a hypnotist, redeemed by an exorcist. Don't tell Sky Mama I did this. I'll go to hell for this. Then again, it's just superstition. Just superstition. Superstition just kill you. You don't believe it, but they do. Nailed to the cross like the Bible. Blood sacrifice like an ancient tribe. Not so modern warfare, praying to their God they survive. Which path is right? The cross or the Ankh? The pinnacle or the Bible? Sacred symbols, too complex to decipher. They all look the same without glasses. I rinse out my eyes and I can't tell the difference. Get a magnifying glass and I can't tell the difference. Chop, screwed, and slowed that shit and I can't tell the difference. It doesn't matter your religious preference, as long as you don't worship Satan. And pay your taxes. And don't dare research Gnosticism, because you might find out that it's all backwards. Nothing popular is true, nothing true is popular. And that's that piece. Just superstition.
Very nice. Very nice. Do you have a second offering, or are you gonna say that for later?
I'm just gonna save it for the next round. That's all I got for right now.
Very cool. I love the piece.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always good to hear you. And you can check him. What is your Instagram handle again?
Mordenti 777 Beads Unleashed.
Yes.
That's Mordenti 777 Beads Unleashed _unleashed.
Yes, where the poetry is
I'll
free,
plug it
but
in
the
the
jewelry
chat.
is not. Right, where the poetry is free and the jewelry is not.
Yeah, poetry is free. Bling, pay the fee.
I like that. Yeah, so get some jewelry, get some poetry, follow him on his IG page. He does really cool things. So good to see you. Glad you're with us. And we look forward to what you're going to bring in round 2. All right. On deck, we got Marissa Prada, our poetry mama, executive producer here at The Words, right? But on deck, returning to Deadpan Dope. I don't have his mug because it's in the dishwasher right now, but he has beautiful mugs that he makes and swag. Yep, there it is. But please welcome back Martin Parker, aka Park William.
Oh, thank you very much. I think I need to go off camera. I was doing a disappearing act there for a while, but it's not working tonight, I don't think. just so I get close enough here to read this. And this is a poem I wrote in a workshop a little while back, I think, with Christopher D. George, sort of digging into some of my family history. And it's interesting what you can find. So I call this The House of Hadley. Just over the Pennsylvania-Delaware line, there stands an ancient house and barn, built as the 18th century dawned. We drove up the length of the wooded lane and hoped the owners didn't mind, but they were used to visits like this. The immigrant ancestor at the head of my father's mother's line had built this house and the barn beside. The date and initials carved on the wall. Researchers had studied the curious barn, as few of its kind remained at all. His name was Simon, from Ireland he'd come, leaving his father who'd given him his name, to settle this land still thought of as wild. He'd been a bit of a wild one himself, back in his youth near the county of Meath, where later his father would be disowned for breaking the rules of the Quaker faith by marrying a young non-Quaker girl when he was over 80 years old. The son himself had a miserly streak. He kept his cash in his coat and declined to go to meeting with his children and wife. One Sunday after his family returned from meeting, they found him there in the barn. The hired hand had robbed him and fled. Thank you.
Very nice. It's good to hear you, my friend. Again, glad you come back to hang out with us. You have a second offering for the first round? Or you're gonna save it for round two?
I think that was long enough for the first round. I've got another one I can read in the second round. And
Awesome.
thought I'd give a sneak peek of, I don't know how well you can see this, but my latest design will be released pretty soon here.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. His designs are beautiful. I have his elephant mug. And I like the pumpkin design behind you. It's very autumnal.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I thought at the last minute for a Halloween open mic that, wait, I can make a background out of that one too.
I love it. Of course, now, you know, even when I was riding the subway home last night at 11:50 p.m., there were Christmas carolers. I'm like, it's still Halloween for like another 10 minutes.
Yep.
And I'm hearing Silent Night, and I'm like,
a lot of discussions about that this past weekend. Yeah. Oh, wait, why is the Christmas
Maybe
stuff
Park
already?
Pavilion will make us like a Christmas tree logo for December, or maybe like a snowflake logo, because it's, you know, not everyone celebrates Christmas, but maybe like a snowflake logo with the word is right. That would be kind of cool.
I do have a snowflake and a Christmas tree design on my site already. Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you oh, you don't want your birthday to come soon, Chris?
Nope.
I got you. I'm a July 4th baby. I get it. Holiday birthdays are
Okay, when is your birthday, Chris?
Christmas.
Christmas Day.
Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
was born on Christmas.
that's when my
Yeah.
parents were married on Christmas Day.
Yeah, well, my father's was.
Generalissimo, did you know that we share the same birthday as John F. McMullen's dad?
I did not know that.
Yes.
Which is 5 months exactly before Christmas.
Does that mean we have to include John in our birthday party now?
He probably wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I know my father knows how you feel, Chris. He was born a couple days after Christmas, never got his own birthday presents.
Oh, he doesn't get birthday presents and Christmas presents?
Well, very seldom. We maybe give him one present on his birthday if we remembered, but often, especially growing up, we never get him any birthday presents.
I grew up on my mom's side with an Italian tradition, and when I was little, I didn't care for pasta. Now I do, but when I was little, I didn't. And I was like, okay, since it's my birthday dinner technically, did we not have pasta? And my uncle, even though he was like only half Italian, he acted like he was full-blooded, and he was like, what kind of Italian are you? You don't want pasta on Christmas? What? But when I talk to other Italians that I know in my community, they're like, pasta, we have seafood.
Yeah, isn't it the night of the seven fishes? Like Christmas Eve? Yeah. And
It
like
depends on what part of Italy.
I'm Jewish, so like I've been to Christmas dinner, but like it was a long time ago, and I remember it was like just turkey and ham. I don't remember. Maybe there were like stuffed shells, but I don't remember like pasta that
it
wasn't like lasagna or something.
depends on the culture and what part of Italy they're from, I think. Yeah. We never had pasta for Christmas, but we're not.
Christopher, as a child, did you throw the pasta on the wall, or did you throw the pasta at your parents?
First, it was mostly my grandparents and my uncle. With my parents didn't really, they wanted something different too. But in the Italian tradition, the son always gets what he wants. So my mom's twin always got, to say what we had for dinner for Christmas.
When you were a child, did they have splat mats yet?
Have what? I didn't hear you.
Oh, the children's
A
like
splat
little
mat,
splat
which is
mat.
you put it under a child's chair.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
My
It's all
father,
good. Kids throw pasta, it's normal.
my father always wanted to do something different for Christmas, so we had goose one year instead of turkey.
I thought that isn't that in Christmas Carol? He goes and gets the goose,
Yeah,
or like in the Grinch. So that's like
An
traditional.
older tradition, yeah.
Yeah,
We tried all
like
kinds of things.
I don't know if I've
Wonder
ever
what,
had. Well,
the goose can be very fatty.
oh well,
You
yeah,
need to
goose
get
is
the
remember
very
right
that.
fatty.
goose.
Yeah, but these holidays are not for dieting; they're for the opposite of that. Nick Palologos and I were actually talking about that last night.
And when I went to London, I think it was Harrods has a really big gourmet department in their basement. I think it was Harrods, and they have geese and ducks and all type of fowl, that are hanging inside a case.
Mhm.
Not vegan.
No. When I went to Egypt, it was like all the outdoor markets had all the birds just hanging there outdoors.
I mean, that's just like Chinatown, though. If you walk around Chinatown, the ducks are just hanging.
Yeah.
In the window.
But these were the uncooked ones.
Uncle, I'm coming to your house for Christmas.
Oh, well, yeah, they're cooked in the window in Chinatown. They're not just like.
Yeah.
Those they're absolutely delicious looking. That are in the windows of Chinatown.
That's sad.
I never ate them, but I used to love looking at them.
A turducken? Is that what you're asking, Marissa? A turducken is a duck inside a chicken inside a turkey. A turducken. I've had my grandma, may she rest in peace, she used to make turducken.
Mm-hmm.
It's the richest. It's one of the richest things I've ever eaten.
So
I didn't really like
The
it.
richest thing I've ever made is porchetta. That's the richest thing I've ever done. It's a pork.
I don't know. Is it pork?
It's a pork loin that's plastered with all kinds of great pesto-y herb stuff, and it's
okay.
in a butterflied pork belly. And what
Yeah,
I
I know.
do is I score the pork belly, put it on the smoker, smoke the hell out of it so you get the crackling on the outside, and then bake it in the oven. Roast it in the oven. That is the most rich thing I've ever done.
Isn't like don't you roll it up with the stuffing inside or something?
You roll it up, put the
brajol.
pesto on it, and you tie it.
That's
You could get a brajol, and brajol is
Brajol's
delicious.
a little different. The porchetta is different. It's pork loin that's got the herb pesto stuff around it, wrapped in a butterflied pork belly. Yeah, it's amazing.
When I come visit, but I have to eat the opposite of that. I can't eat that. It's not for moral reasons. I'll get sick if I eat pork and red meat.
Totally fine. We'll do lots of other things. Don't worry.
Yeah, mine's not a moral thing. Mine is I will get really sick if I eat red meat.
I did a
and
bunch
pork.
of focaccia. It's on the stove. It's on the kitchen table.
There you go.
So I'll make you some bread. It's good for
Oh,
runners.
carbs. Good lord.
So
Brian, did you Did you eat Daffy Duck?
Who was he asking?
Robert.
Ooh, did you eat Daffy Duck and now Daisy's a widow?
Well, Daffy is not married. Daisy's married to Donald.
Donald. That's two different. Yeah, that's Looney Tunes and Disney.
Oh, you're right.
Who
Well,
knows? Maybe he knows about a secret affair.
Well,
Me.
If everyone
anyways,
was poly, nothing would have to be a secret.
so about 6 years ago, my oldest brother, I have two older brothers, but the younger one had Thanksgiving at his house, and it was a real spectacular meal. But the older brother likes to be showy with stuff, so he had a turducken shipped to Paul's house, and they cooked the turducken and everything. I mean, they hit, I don't know if it was frozen and they cooked, I don't know, whatever it was, but it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever had in my life. And I was discussing this with Paul because no one said anything about it, right? And I was discussing it with Paul because Paul's having Thanksgiving again this year. And I said, did you think the turducken was a little disgusting? He said, oh my God, it was horrible. And it
Turducken is really.
But-
My grandma made turducken once, and none of us. It was just so. It was too much. So less is more.
So
I-
you
I
have-
prefer
I
the
thought it was going to be, I've been wanting to try it for years, but my God, it was just icky.
Mm.
That's the only way to
It's too
describe it.
much.
You want to
It
know
just
what's
is too
worse?
much.
You
You
have
know
to
what's worse?
brine.
Tofurkey.
You have to brine
Ah.
the poultry, right?
Tofurkey's not bad.
Brine it. It doesn't have flavor and it doesn't stay moist. And then they all cook at different temperature. So you got to brine it, season it, roast it.
Well, this was, shipped from the turducken people and
Mm.
in a special way. I don't know what happened, but it just wasn't good. And it had a crawfish stuffing that was supposed to be like the best stuffing, my brother said. And it was just, everything was horrible.
Oh well,
So you
we're
haven't
gonna
had-
continue. We're gonna continue our cooking conversation in the after party so that we can get to the rest of our list.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. My family does vegan Thanksgiving because we don't really eat meat except for shellfish. So, but tofurkey's actually rather good. But anyway,
Depends on how you make it.
it's pretty. The way my father makes it, it's pretty tasty. But anyway, we will go back to our list. So on deck is Marissa Prada, who maybe she'll read a poem about turducken. Hold up. Or no, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. Chanson is on deck, and Marissa is up now, who may read a poem write a panku about turducken.
Maybe.
Or an
Right.
octogenarian.
So I found a bunch of poems as I was assembling my erotic book, and a bunch of poems that I hadn't read anywhere. So this is a poem that I wrote this year in a Guerrilla Poets workshop. And this was a cerebellum mental, and the concept was, the things we don't talk about with our mothers. But the concept was stories. So this is titled If Stories Could Save Us. If stories could save us, I would only exist as a savior. Savage storyteller, sanctuary salvation, salty enough to preserve. Embalmed exorcism of poetic pens, knowing only prose, so I suppose we could still be saved. Stories are meant to make us forget that we dream in technicolor terror. When our eyelids surrender, storms surge in our make-believe mind to remind us that we are made of flesh and bone, and trauma and guilt, and booze and sex, and regret and disdain. Stains no shout can get out, since we can never get out of our own minds, maddened by mistakes and carefully placated memories. If stories could save us, there would be no more white crosses, no headline news, no bleeding baby tears for babies lost, gone too soon, for we would all be angels. So let's be fairies, like in the stories. Let's be giants and dragons and unicorns and gypsies. Let's be beautiful beasts, fantastic fictions of unbroken minds. Let's carve rainbows from our nightmares. Let's sprout wings wide enough to escape. If stories could save us, we would be convinced this is fun, this life experience, a distraction from the disaster that is humanity and the grief we exist in. Let's be born again on paper. Let's be black and white lines that never bleed on the back. Let's be happy faces and sparkly stars that seem to glow in 3D. Let's be that kind of story. The long kiss, the 3 magic wishes, the diner orgasm, the happy ending. If stories could save us, we would simply not be here, scratching away to write free of our damnation. Frustration, fury, brain fog scribbles, scrambled ramblings of leaky pens, still homeless, still waiting to write the story to save us all. Thank you, and I'll save the other one for round 2.
Thank you. Yeah, you gotta love a Harry Met Sally reference, right?
Yeah, I do quite a bit of When Harry Met Sally references in my poetry. in my Cranberry Courage erotic poem, when these women are making out, there's a line in there that says, "It was when Sally meets Sally." So yes, I love that movie.
Oh, I do too. I love Meg Ryan.
We should make that a movie night, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love those poems. They're great. We look forward to hearing more from you in round 2. She's our executive producer here at The Word Is Right, or as Brian fondly calls her, our boss lady. She's also the publisher of Red or Green Books, a publishing house where a lot of people here have been published by her. She's published over 200 authors, including me. And she's going to do more coming soon in the new year. Another surprise one in the next couple weeks.
Another surprise one.
Just a couple weeks from now, another surprise one. So get ready. Yeah, so give her a follow, Proud of Painting and Poetry, and we'll hear more from her in round 2. I just also want to say Jeff Taylor turned his camera on, and he looks like the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Almost. He almost looks like a dude, but
Yeah.
like a bald dude.
I like it though. He looks good. I like the sunglasses.
Bald and beards is my weakness, so I think Jeff should put his camera back off. I'm just
the
kidding.
glasses are
No.
a zoom. The glasses are a zoom add-on. If you go to like the Zoom effects studio, where then that's they're not real
the
glasses.
filter.
It's a
It doesn't
filter,
work
yeah.
on
It's not.
Chromebook's still
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone.
Your dog's weakness is your glasses and your beard too.
Yes, my dog is.
Well, now I look like.
And it's a
That's my
Boston
guy.
Terrier. Imagine that. He would have a Boston
I know,
Terrier.
right? Who would have thought that
Who would have thought?
the guy? Yeah.
Well, now I look like Ethan because I got sunglasses and a beanie on. So, but I like it. It's a
You just need a
compliment.
guitar now, and then you'll definitely look like Ethan.
Ethan's so much cooler than they know.
He's
But
cooler than all of us.
he is. Well, thank you, Marissa. We'll hear more from you in round 2. On deck, we got Marianne Peterson, and coming up now, he's also a producer here at The Word Is Right. Please welcome Chanson.
Good evening. I have 3 haiku. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Number 1. My apologies. Wrongdoings are never right. Please, please forgive me. Number 2. I'm the least of these. I will never be special. I am here by grace. And number 3, I need my sister. She can talk me off the ledge. I'll go to sleep now.
Thank you for those haikus and those offerings. You have your show about haikus on Sundays, right?
Yes, second and fourth Sundays. Here on The Word is Right.
And you're trying to break the world record, right, of haikus?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in the process of attempting to break the world record. I'm at 2991 right now. So I'm not far from 3,000, but I'm trying to get to 11,111. So yeah, I'm about 30% of the way. So
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. Keep going, keep writing, and we hope you break the world record.
Thank you.
All right. On deck, we got my karaoke wife, Tara Stritzen, and up to the mic now. She's the mainstay here at The Word is Right in Deadpan Dope. Please welcome Marianne Peterson. I think she's there. Did she step away? She might have stepped away while we were talking about turducken and the other stuff. All right. Well, if Marianne comes back, we'll get her back on. So on deck for the final authoring of round 1 of Deadpan Dope is generally Simo Brian Franco. But up now, as I said, she's my karaoke wife. She's the author of the Chameleon Chronicles and Fierce 15 launch of Evergreen Books. And I hope she returns to New York City soon so we can sing together live again. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Please welcome Tara Stritzen.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you guys in the mood for a song?
Always.
Because I'm not in the mood to read anything tonight, so I'm just going to sing something. You guys know this. Tell me if it comes through, okay?
Is it a sing along?
Oh, wait. I don't think is it a cover?
Yes.
Or is it the real thing?
It's a karaoke version.
I think that's okay, right, Marissa?
She's not there.
Okay, we can try. Hopefully Facebook doesn't.
It might mess with the stream.
That's the thing. We don't. Sometimes they're weird about it. YouTube and Facebook. I know.
Should I not do it?
You can sing it a cappella.
Did you hear the music coming through when I hit the play?
For a minute, but then I talked over it because sometimes when we play music that we don't have copyright to, Facebook takes the video down. I don't make the rules. I know. That's why we don't. That's why we don't stream the karaoke at the Nuyo and on Thinkabulary. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to live stream.
I'll just read something. Hang on, I'll get it.
I'm sorry, Terry.
Okay.
We always want to hear more from your book.
All right. Which one do you like for my book? I'll let you decide.
I'll have it in front of me. I like them all.
The one on page 23.
Okay, Shaki has it memorized and I don't. I'm a bad wife.
I just took the random number.
He just said a number.
Here, I like them all. I thought it was a very
Advocate for Change?
Yes, that's a great one.
Okay. I have been angry about oppression most of my life. I have been an advocate and pioneer for change, at least where I come from, where the neighborhood is all the same and everybody knows your name. Lately, with the BLM movement, I've been a mouthpiece and have suffered the verbal clapback of my statements posted on Facebook. Many came to attack as well as defend the sentiments. Groups of people are systematically targeted. These are historical facts, not opinions. Nothing will change unless we change it. I find it ironic that the colonizers came to America to escape persecution and repression in their own countries. I realize that there is a cause to rebel for every type of persecution. It is our duty as humans to fight the powers that be to end repression. I am pissed off that those in charge are white supremacist assholes and other things like my hairdresser messing up my hair and then refusing to admit the mistake even after I demanded my money back. Follow the money and you will see the failure of humankind. Dollars, endless dollars, and all this irreparable damage in the name of God and country. Anybody?
That's a wonderful poem. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other selections?
How about the first one in the book?
The first poem
Mm-hmm.
is The Chameleon.
Yes.
I have been compared to a chameleon, and the reasons were unclear. Perhaps it is a way of remembering, my dear. When my head becomes a rainbow, hair impossible to tame, rainbow hues matching the view, originally thought to be a defense mechanism for a harmless creature, blending into the background said to be its greatest feature, hiding from enemies that want to eat ya. Superpower gives invisibility, alias the reptilian ninja. This life-saving talent thought an indispensable feature, unless the chameleon is lonely and wants to meet you. He searches for a mate, already having trouble standing out from the gate. Then the thing you love becomes the thing you hate. Original purpose wishing to relate. In a cruel twist of fate, he fails to seek out another showing bright color. Creative reptile, oh brother, cold-blooded or warm, how does one charm a lizard that is not there?
Buy her book, please. The Chameleon Chronicles. It's a beautiful book.
Sometimes I read these poems, I'm like, who wrote this?
You did. Your brilliantness.
Did I write this shit?
Yes. She also reviewed out loud. She also reviewed her out
when
loud
the hell did
anthology.
I write this? Does anybody else feel like that when they go back and they look at their work and like, did that come out of me?
I feel that way sometimes. I do. Sometimes I'm like, damn, that was actually good. It made sense.
I think this happens when we are in the zone, right? And we're writing in the zone and we're not really in our bodies. We're having this like outer body experience and we're tapping into the creative flow that's in this like universe around us. I sound like some kind of hippie freak right now.
No.
Oh my God. You know,
not hippie freak. Just
you know what I'm saying? I'm saying there's this
Amen.
other universe that's out there
yeah,
that
we have
Yeah.
our creative people can tap into. And you know, it happens sometimes when I'm painting too. I'll just be zoned out. I won't even know where the hell I am. I'll just be in some other place. And I guess that happens when I'm writing, but I don't realize it as much when I'm writing because I'm more like it's cerebral. It's both. When you're writing, it's both. Yeah.
It's because we're not thinking. We're just letting it all.
It's like we're like a vessel, right?
Yeah, I like to think of the poem as already written when I write poems. You know, I think of it as already written. Like I'm just pulling it down from out of the ether, you know, and being a vessel, like you said, being a vessel to channel poem.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
written. It's already written.
It must be already written because sometimes it comes out and it's a poem already. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Okay, it's done. I'll move on to the next one.
I have to say the best poem I've ever written was like almost a year ago, and it was about the person that queer baited me, and I wrote it right after I had therapy that night, and it poured out of me, and I didn't really like you're saying, I didn't think about it, and then I sent it to Miro actually. And she's like, that's probably the best thing you've ever written to date. And I was like,
is that in your book?
It is not. There are pankus in it, but it's not in Kundalini. And it's not in the one coming out, but it'll be in my second book. But I did submit it for the New Eureka anthology. An advocate really likes that poem. He told me when I performed it, so maybe he'll choose that one.
Does anybody know when that's going to come to fruition at all?
Yeah, he said recently that an intern and him were starting to sort through it, and they will be in touch. I'm imagining probably like in the next month or so we'll hear about it, but he'll update us when he can. I saw him last night and he didn't mention anything, but they just were really busy with the Halloween show, which was cool. I got to go into the dungeon at the New Year for Halloween. It was really cool. It was actually scary. But I
The
was really impressed with
dungeon? Where's
They
the
just made
Is
it
this
the
dungeon?
like,
basement.
oh,
They made the basement.
have you been through the upstairs parts too, like where all the costumes and everything are?
Costumes.
It's actually really big, the New Year. It's like 3
Yeah,
I went
floors.
yeah.
upstairs to use. I went upstairs to use the bathroom. I
There's
didn't.
a no, you're not allowed
but
to
no,
go
if
to
you,
the 3rd floor.
there's like a 3rd and 4th floor that Emily took me to that have like
Yeah,
all
it's
these old
supposed to.
posters and costumes and all type of crazy stuff. It's real. I mean,
It's
what
an old apartment.
I didn't
the-
get the tour.
You're not
It's a-
supposed to go up there. They broke in because Emily used to work there.
yeah. So they want to like have like a work have one floor to be for workshops and stuff like that. I think that, you know, if they could get enough money, they could renovate the entire building in a way that would just be
Yeah, La Bruja is working on getting a lot of grants, and hopefully in the next 2 years, the cafe will be shut down for probably a year or so, and there will be satellite locations for us to do our poetry and open mic stuff and workshops. Yeah, but they're still working on the grants for that and the fundraising and all that. Yeah, the New Year is actually rather big, but we're not. I mean, Emily only took him up there because she used to work there, but you're not really supposed to go up there. It's not actually safe to go up there.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
dilapidated.
yeah. The guy
Yep.
who was the previous director,
Executive
like
director.
Bruja, he saw us coming out of the little hole in the wall that you have to climb through to get to the upstairs, and he just stared her down like there were spears in his eyes. It was so funny.
Yeah,
But it was really, it's a very cool. I think there's so much history that has to be preserved and displayed.
Yeah, they are. They're not going to take away the brick. They promise they won't take away the brick, but they're just going to make it like more modern because it actually Halloween is the anniversary of the cafe. So yesterday was 49 years of the cafe, and the next year will be 50. So I'm sure there'll be a whole shebang for it. But yeah, Advocate will update everyone on the anthology. So if you go on Mondays, or if you don't, you can always watch it back on Facebook or YouTube. He didn't host last night though, because he was at the Halloween show. So I think someone subbed for him. So
Yeah.
check.
The Halloween show. Where was that at?
It was just in the cafe.
Oh, so he just was downstairs with you guys?
It was in the main floor.
Or I mean,
like where the
I don't,
like where
I
we,
don't know,
like where we
down, up,
like,
the main floor.
no, like
yeah.
the main
Right.
entrance, like where
the
we
stage is.
Yeah, where we performed. So the
Where we did
basement
the
is just like the dressing
karaoke.
rooms. So the main floor is what you were in, like where we performed. Then there's the upstairs, which is also like the main area where La Bruja's office and the bathrooms are. And if you like sneak up, there's like the 3rd and 4th dilapidated floors. And then if you go downstairs, they made it like a Halloween dungeon just for like this weekend, but it's actually just dressing rooms and like some offices. It's not that big down there. It's just like a white space. And that's it. That's the whole thing. The whole cafe. And then they'll modernize it once they get the grants in. So
Can I say one more thing off topic, and it's gonna be another bunny trail probably.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So are you going to the Emily's birthday celebration to see those 2 plays? No.
No, I'm not available to go to that. But if you go, have fun.
I don't know
Enjoy.
how I would get. It's just it's the same thing every time I try and go into the city. I have to. It's not that easy of a thing for me to do. But I would love to go and see both of those things.
I've seen her plays in the past. I'm sure it'll be good. But y'all go enjoy. But we're gonna get to the final artist of our round 1, and then we'll do a quick round 2 before I statements. And I think that's Brian. I think you're up last in this round.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and I have one slightly longer poem and 2 short poems. Can I read them all? well, you can tell me if there's enough time. I'll do the first.
Just keep it to 4 minutes. That's all. Just
Okay.
be mindful.
Okay, I'm looking at my clock on my computer. So I'll do the first 2 shorter poems and then we'll see how long it takes. Observation party. When it was suggested I stay for observation, I did not expect them to dress me up in a red and black checkerboard shirt under a pair of overalls with black boots and place me inside a Hannibal Lecter glass case and put me on display for wealthy patrons wearing tuxedos and formal dresses. And as I sat inside the see-through box, I wondered who these people were, why they were observing me, and how they acquired the very comfortable orange 1970s wingback chair from my bedroom for me to sit in. Poem number 1. Poem number 2 is called Egg. When I cracked your shell to make my breakfast, was I committing murder? When do eggs cease being viable chickens? When I sprayed the pan with olive oil, then sprinkled nutritional yeast and white pepper onto the area your insides would fall onto, then you sizzled as you hit the center of the hot surface, then I broke the yolk almost immediately with the edge of the spatula I would flip you with, then lowered you onto a sesame bagel with melted provolone, toasting away open-faced in the toaster oven, awaiting this former chick-to-be to be placed atop the melty cheese, then topped off with fresh baby spinach and raw onion against the top half, which has Munster cheese melting atop it. Then I held the package tightly like a vice grip with my hands to compress everything inside in order to placate my taste buds, provide nutritional sustenance, which will be accompanied by hot Earl Grey tea or ice cold apple cider between bites in order to get my day started with healthy food. I never thought about the 11 remaining chicks to be sitting inside a cardboard egg carton in my fridge awaiting their fate. And I think I have time to do this other one. Psychosomatic heart attack. Every psychosomatic heart attack I've had never happened. A while back, I thought I was having a heart attack when all of a sudden I could barely breathe. My lungs had filled with fluid. My lungs tapped my heart on the shoulder for a little help, so my heart started pounding harder and harder. It went from a basic bum 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 to a hard bum, 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 like a snare drum. I had to sit down. I could barely move. Then my heart needed to take a seat itself. My heart went from functioning 100% to 40%. It somehow knew to stop at 40% rather than altogether. I was in the hospital for 6 days. It took me close to 6 months to recover. I did not have a heart attack. I had a lung attack. My heart saved my life. Since then, I've had several psychosomatic heart attacks. Psychosomatic heart attacks never happen. There is no pain or pangs or tightness that happen. There is no shortness of breath or labored breathing. There is a sensation that feels like the type of touch that feels like a light poke when someone jabs me with a finger. And the sensation of the touch lingers in my mind like a bump that causes a bruise inside my psyche. As it lingers, I believe I'm about to have a heart attack that never comes to fruition. No pain, no pangs, no tightness, no shortness of breath, no labored breathing. I take a deep breath like when a doctor holds an ice cold stethoscope to my chest. There are times when I have several psychosomatic heart attacks in staccato succession like a Gatling gun. But these psychosomatic heart attacks never happen, and I continue to breathe and life continues. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those poems, Ben, and your journey and all that you've gone through. You can check out his open mic here at the Word is Right, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the first and third Mondays of the month. He's also in our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. Do you have anything else you want to plug for round 1?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we hear a little bit from you in round 2. For round 2, because we are going to do quick I statements. If I'm gonna drop your name in the chat. If you don't want to perform again, that's fine. Just let me know. But that's the list round 2. Also, we'll try to keep our poems to under 2 minutes, just because it's trying to get a little late. All right. But Ethan, if you want to go again, you're on deck. And then if he's ready, back up to the mic is Christopher Moore.
Okay, I'll read one quick poem. And After you go off live, remind me to tell you a story that Lee Eric Freeman messaged me about. I can't say it when you're live, so
It's
just
okay.
remind me.
I will remind you.
Okay. So I was at Spofest last week and I did a prompt and I read it at Ray James open mic last week and it got pretty hilarious results. We were supposed to take someone who's an object that's not scary and make it scary. So I chose like a lawn gnome of all things. I was told a Russian witch put a curse on it. Others say it was a Soviet experiment in the 70s that went horribly, horribly wrong. I don't know how it came to rural Pennsylvania, of all places. I thought Paris, Rome, the Balkans, how it ended up in redneck Pennsylvania. Don't ask me. My dog barked at it last week when it moved. I haven't seen the dachshund since that day. It ended up on the roof once. I don't know how, but its blood red eyes looked through my window. I was able to knock it off with a baseball bat, but the next morning, several were in a circle in the front yard. There were so many pointed hats. So many pointed hats. Thank you.
So many pointed hats. Very nice. That's very funny. I remember you reading that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing. Check out all he's doing, Poetic Robin Hood, more poetry in the third Thursday of the month. All right. Thank you, Chris. And I will remind you when we go off the live feed to tell me the story. All right. On deck, we got Robert Fleming, and back up now, we have Ethan Mackler. Hey, I got to hear Ethan twice tonight. What a treat. Glad to have you back with us, Ethan. Thank you for coming through and blessing the space. All right, I'm gonna keep going. On deck, we got Black Silver, and up to mic now, we have Robert Fleming.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a word artist from Delaware. I will share text this time as opposed to images. Does a man need more than empty testicles and a full stomach? 25 years later, the image that haunts me is between Richard's thighs. The lion prides many lionesses, but does not mate for life. As animals exited the ark 2 by 2, Humans go 2 by 2, but not Rich and I. A man's needs are first between his thighs, stomach second, any third? Rich and I met our first need. Neither man was invited to stay the light. And I'll read a short one, which is a variant on Dylan Thomas, Go Gently into the Night. Airbnb entry instructions. Do not go gently into my good asshole. Do not prepare my asshole with spit nor lube. Do go rough. Thank you, and good night from Delaware.
Good night. Are you not sticking around the rest of the evening?
No, I was just saying my good nights. I'm going to stick around a little
Oh,
longer.
okay. Because I was hoping you would read Beanie Blessings at the end of the night.
Oh, okay.
Great. I'll send it PDF to you in the DMs. Okay. Thank you, Robert. You can check more of him out online, his word art, and he's also a part of our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. And after we do our I statement and finish out round 2, he will do our Beanie Blessing. All right. On deck, if she's back, is Marianne Peterson. Oh no, I'm sorry. On deck is Martin Parker, and there's 3 M's in front of me. I'm tired. Martin Parker, and back up to the mic is Black Silver.
Have I been unmuted this whole time?
Oh, I didn't notice if you were.
All right. Okay. Well, I got a piece. It's called Root Chakra. Here we go. I'm gonna take the whole thing. Fuck a portion. Enough to buy me a big fat potion. Cause I'm a big fat person that needs more than a baby cat. Big crystals, big crosses, big arcs, big mandalas. She got a big root chakra, fat enough to falsify your persona, turn you into a different person, or perhaps. Hold on. Can someone mute themselves? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start over. All right, root chakra. Here we go. I'm gonna take a whole thing, fuck a portion, enough to buy me a big fat potion, because I'm a big fat person that needs more than a baby aspirin. Big crystals, big crosses, big ankhs, big mandalas. She got a big root chakra, fat enough to falsify your persona, turn you into a different person, or perhaps you pretend not to play her game. The matriarch is weeping, the earth is bleeding, but you don't believe me. Just superstition. Superstition just kill you. Root chakra will release retribution. Wonder what happened. You're not ready for Mother Earth's earthquake. Big houses, but not for the homeless and jobless. Big cars, but nowhere to park. Big headphones, but no time to listen. Big contradiction, like a family tradition to never have children. Mankind has denied root chakra simplicity. We must return to base chakra basics. Face it, humanity's been dark places. If humanity keeps gambling, eventually we'll draw the ace of spades. That's right, the death card. We've come so far, but somehow have gone nowhere at all. Mankind's complex modalities will be our demise. We must return to base chakra, basic.
The root chakra. I love it. It's a very important thing to talk about.
That's why I like to wear red, stay grounded.
Absolutely. No, it's important we talk about that stuff.
I'm more of a lower chakras guy. You know what I mean? So like solar plexus, sacral, even the heart, but mostly like sacral, solar plexus, root. That's more like that's about what I'm at. Okay, you got the chakras?
Yeah,
Hey.
because it's called Kundalini. So when Shane Maynard did the cover real poets for this. We were talking about the chakra points and the root chakras. And then we of course put an extra chakra on my
Looks like
head.
the throat chakra you got there.
It's all of them. We got the root chakra, the throat
Oh, you got
chakra,
all of them.
the clit
I
chakra,
can see that
as I
blue
joke.
popping out. So
We say the clit chakra, as I jokingly.
okay.
I think that exists. Why not? I think it's there. Right? I don't know. In my brain, it's there. So
There has to be a chakra there. There has to.
there has to be. No, the root chakra is a very important chakra. I thought it was a beautiful poem. So thank you for
Thank you.
sharing it with us. Please give him a follow on his Instagram. Where the poetry is free, but the bling has a fee. And his
Hey, there you go.
someone said that on Nick P's mic last week. I think it was
Yeah.
Martin, actually. I think it was Martin that said it. Or Robert. One of you said it, but it was cute. So thank you. Check out his jewelry line, check out his poetry. Always a pleasure to have you in the space. Thank you for bringing your art as always. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna keep going. So on deck is Marissa Prada, and back up to the mic is Martin Parker.
Thank you very much. This is one that came from a prompt at Tumblewords a few weeks ago. It's actually a haibun, a prose poem with a haiku at the end of it. I call it Higashine Landscape. Higashine was the town in Japan where I lived for a school year. The road rose up in a graceful arc, curving away to one side, before it disappeared in this quiet neighborhood, wherein lived the barber my host mother had made me visit. The neat wooden fences came up to my shoulder that my hair no longer reached. But peeking above were vibrant pink flowers I'd never noticed before, that I would later learn were blossoms of the redbud and the peach. And from the branch of another tree hung a bright orange fruit, which I surreptitiously plucked as it looked too delicious to pass up. One bite and I learned a valuable lesson. My father later revealed that he had also learned in the side yard of the house of his old maid aunts, with whom he had once lived. A persimmon isn't necessarily at its sweet ripe peak just because it has a bright orange glow. And then the haiku, Kaki no eda, niwa kara toroku, nigai hate. Persimmon branches reach out from the garden wall, dangling bitter fruit. Thank you.
That was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for coming back and sharing with us. Very, very beautiful. Give him a follow up, Herculean, on Instagram, where he's got a shop and his poetry and books and all the amazing things he does. So thank you. And he had a beautiful feature at SpoFest recently that I got to catch. So always,
Yeah, thank you for being there.
Yeah, it was very nice to see you featuring. So thank you. All right. On deck, I see she's back, is Marianne Peterson, but up to the mic now is Marissa Prada.
Okay, so this is a poem that I wrote in the Jane Spoken Word workshop when Jane came to Word is Right and did it as a fundraiser for American Graveyard. And it's ekphrastic, by the way. There's only so much healing a red mylar heart balloon can give. Teddy bears can weather the weather for years before they transform to something else. Candles blow dark at the end of their time. Ribbon shears and shreds with the wind and sun until its color is unrecognizable and the purpose all but forgotten. Trees are supposed to bloom again every year, regardless of correspondence for the opposite. There is a man who has dedicated his life to creating white crosses for every child lost to mass shooting gun violence at school. He probably never thought he'd be so busy. Trees are still the unwilling accomplices to wear out our grief on their limbs, painted with the innocent names martyred for the cause, trying to pry open the crying eyes of those blinded by light refracted from gunshots. Trees are supposed to regrow. So many crosses regrow, regenerate, pop up in everyone's neighborhood, in every child's school, in every parent's nightmare. Crosses once cut from the tree begin to die too, degrade into death and dust, to join the name stained on its face. There is only so much healing a red mylar heart balloon can give. And I am fucking tired of burying the innocent beneath a denial system so sick. I fear there is no cure. Thank you.
I mean, I'm rather speechless after hearing that. I don't know if I'd ever heard that poem before. I don't think I was able to attend her workshop.
Yeah, I'm digging out a lot of poems I've never read before.
I was gonna no, thank you for sharing it. Yes, we will be putting out an American Graveyard anthology, also an art anthology. After that, I was gonna save this for the end of the show, but it seems appropriate right up now. Here in the United States, we have our general election next Tuesday. It's a week from tonight. Voting for the correct people prevents more children being murdered. It helps reproductive freedoms, and it helps us be fragile with each other and ourselves. If you are an American citizen, I think everyone in this here is an American citizen over the age of 18. Please get to the polls. Early voting has started, at least in New York State. I don't know if there's time for absentee ballots anymore, but please do it. Please keep up with that. It doesn't cost you any money to do it, because we can't take it. I can't read anymore about a child being murdered or my reproductive freedoms being taken away. We need to have equity and equality everywhere, but especially in this country. And if you are a parent, one of the most important things you can do is take your children to the voting booth. Or if you can't get there, just have them watch you fill out your absentee ballot. Have them ask you the big questions and take the time to answer them. I have very clear memories of my parents taking me into the voting booth when I was a small fry, watching them click the buttons, because that's what it was in the 90s, before we had those machines. So please do that. It really will change. It's been hard. It's been very hard. So please do that. Thank you for sharing your poem. Thank you for all the work you're doing with the anthology, all you do at the press. Red or Green Books is a press I love publishing with and will continue, because they are unafraid to put out the work that a lot of people are afraid to put out into the world. I mean, they curate LGBTQ anthologies, they curate anthologies about saving democracy, women's erotica, which has a
Speaking of
stigma.
which,
Yeah.
I got news. I got news a couple weeks ago that the first baby was conceived after I gave a couple the women's erotic anthology.
Well, mazel tov.
I did. I gave a couple earlier this year at a live poetry slam here in Albuquerque. They were very cute. And I was like, oh, here, you guys go home and read this. And they were like, woo. And you know how people are the first time they read they see erotic.
Now I just want to know if it was my poem that got them to like.
And now she's pregnant, and the baby's due, I think, in the beginning of next year. So it's very
mazel
cool.
tov to them on expecting their child. And yes, 3 of us here are in Touching Tongues, Mercer Prada, Tara Stritson, and myself
We
among.
don't guarantee conception, but we do.
It doesn't and consent is real. Please get consent. Obviously, this is a married couple, but consent is real. So make sure your partner wants that, whether you're married or, conceiving a child or whatnot.
And not to shadow it all, the voting thing. Please vote. Your vote matters. Don't think your vote doesn't count. Please
vote
vote.
And then buy sexy books and like conceive children and then like send them to school and feel confident that they're going to return home.
Yeah.
Also, voting might help preserve the right for a lot of people who have lost their right to vote because of certain state laws.
Yes.
Get national voting legislation passed.
Yes.
That's one of the important things we have to get done.
And we're also looking at preserving things like LGBTQ rights, right? So, I mean, it's not just the things that have happened now, it's preserving things to stay as they are now.
Yeah, and it's truly, we need equity. I mean, people, we have built all this community of people from all around the world and a lot in this country, right? And people, our friends, some who I have met in person, some I haven't, who live in these very red and purple, but a little more red than purple in their states, asked to come visit. And, I have my apprehensions because I'm Jewish and I'm queer and I'm a Democrat. And that's a scary thing. It shouldn't feel scary to walk around in these places, right? I shouldn't feel scared, but it can be scary. Knowing I'm going to a state that doesn't value me equally, where I live in New York City, where it's much safer. So we need to change that. And your vote can change that, where I can go, not have the thought in the back of my mind of, do I need to feel scared of being who I am? So please do your it's your civic right. It's not a civic duty. No one is forced to vote, but it is your civic right. And please do that. And buy the Women's Erotic Anthology. It's a beautiful book. It's a flagship anthology of Red or Green books with Tara Stritson, myself, Marissa Prada, and 31 brave female poetesses from around the world, who many are survivors, by the way, and it was incredibly brave of them to tell their stories in this book. So I'm very proud to be a part of it with them. All right. So before we get to our I statements, we're going to finish out round 2. So on deck, we have Cherry Rose. And now she's back. So I'm glad she's back with us. Please welcome Marianne Peterson.
Okay, this was called Why Do You Want to Abandon Me? I wrote on the 28th of this month. Why do you want to abandon me, just like everybody else has? Is it just because I am afraid? Is it because you don't truly love me? Is it because you think I am dumb? If you abandon me, I will surely die, whether from a broken heart or suicide. My heart has been broken too many times for me to survive another heartbreak. I cannot take any more heartbreak. I've had too much already.
Thank you, Marianne. Are you going to share another offering tonight or just the one?
Yeah, I can share another one.
Yes, please. Always happy to hear your work.
Let's see which one they want to do. So I'll do my own I Motivate one. This one I wrote November 16th, 2021. I finished November 17th, 2021. Motivate others by speaking my truth. Motivate others by showing I care. Motivate myself by remembering my own line in one of my poems, never give up. Motivate myself by thinking about how good I have it now. Motivate myself by keeping busy. Motivate myself by taking care of myself. Motivate myself by being kind to others. Motivate myself because I need to. Motivate myself because I can.
Modify myself because I can. Always good to hear you, Marianne. Thank you for coming through and sharing your important words with us week in and out. And she's got many books out, all on Amazon, right?
Yep. 8 books total.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That is amazing that you've done that. So please go buy all her 8 books if you can. At Marianne Peterson on Amazon. And yeah, she's always happy to have you here at Word is Right and on Deadpan Dope. So thank you for coming through.
You're welcome.
Oh, why'd I mute myself? All right. So on deck is Brian. And coming back up to the mic, my karaoke wife, Terry Rose Strickson. I got to see her legs. That was fun.
I almost kicked my other. I have the computer over here because I'm actually supposed to be working, but I'm playing hooky from that right now. Because I have stuff that I have to enter in there, and I almost kicked it over. And you called me. I have. Oh my God, this is pretty good. I'm gonna read this. It's called Rest in Peace. Come in peace or leave in pieces. This once was a housekeeping rule for a party invitation that I had a part in creating. The work is what makes me feel useful. Now that my son has moved out and I am an empty nester. That term in itself is annoying. It assumes I have no other purpose than to reproduce, and once that job is done, the raising of the children is over. There is no need to keep living. Rest in peace, patriarchy, men who rule over women. Patriarchy, it's everywhere, like when we spray for the roaches, and later when you come back in the kitchen, there they are, all scattering from the light. I bury you in my backyard or put you in the trash. Your ideas are too constricting on my life. I need to breathe, and even though I miss my son, I am not ready to lay down and die because you say I'm useless. Rest in peace, having charge over my ovaries. We don't all have to agree on everything. Fact is, we never will. Rest in peace, dictatorship. You don't earn the right to tell me how to live my life. Rest in peace, forced religious views. Your ideas are outdated and taken out of context. Rest in peace, homophobia. We all deserve to love and be loved. Rest in peace, racism. We all bleed the same.
We do all bleed the same, and fuck the patriarchy, and go vote and buy Terry's book and listen to her words and do good. Be like Terry, do good in this world. Be a good person. All right. Always a blessing to hear you, Terry. Thank you. Get her book from Evergreen Books or her directly, The Chameleon Chronicles. And yeah. And she's got a new IG handle.
Yeah, The Chameleon Poetic, because Instagram thought that I was 0 years old. Go figure that one out.
I mean, you look great.
I look great from being 0 years old.
You don't age though. You could tell me like in 30 years your age and you still look the same.
I hope.
You will. All right. Well, it's always
she looks much younger than me.
No one, you know what, but I think our community is good for the most part. I think we take good care of ourselves for the most part. And I think that our words keep us healthy and young too. It's good that we hear each other's words continuously on these mics throughout I think it's good for our physical health, not just our emotional and mental health.
Terry, is Violet sleeping right now?
Is that a dog?
My puppy.
Oh. Brian, are you gonna serenade her while she's asleep?
I will not serenade her. I'll read another poem, but I won't serenade the dog. Yes.
I sing to my dogs all the time.
Yes, your dogs. Oh,
I make up songs about my dog when I sing right to her face.
I think we all do that though.
I can't wait to meet Violet.
I think that's normal. I think we all like make up songs and sing to our animals. All right. Anyway, Brian's gonna be the last artist of the night, and then we'll do our I statement, and then Robert will. Oh, did Robert leave? Oh, he wasn't supposed to leave. He was supposed to read Beanie Blessings. All right, Terry, do you want to read Beanie Blessings at the end of the night? Okay, I'll send it to you. But we'll have Brian be the last poet of the night, and then we'll do the I statements, and then Terry will do Beanie Blessings.
Okie dokie. So this is in utero felony, a potentially fictional account, but maybe not so. I was born a twin. My twin was born still. Like most twins, we were preemies. I was the size of a small delicata squash. My brother was more like a malnourished mini papaya. A fetus can't make a decision, but I did. I decided not to share. I made a decision to deprive my brother of nutrition and attention. When mom put her hands on her belly, I put mine on his face and pushed him away so he wouldn't feel the warmth of her hands or her pulse traveling through her fingers. When dad tried to talk to us through mom's belly, I put my brother in a leg formation headlock with my calves covering his ears. When dad sang, I squeezed tighter. On my own, I made this decision. My two older brothers were unable to counsel me. My parents had no idea there were two of us. I stole a son from my parents. I stole a brother from my brothers. I stole a best friend from myself. I never got the chance to feel his pain when he stubbed his toe miles away from me. We never stood together against mom to proclaim we would never dress alike again. We never secretly traded dates before a sock hop. We would have been identical, but we never looked alike. That was my fault. My brothers know nothing about this. My father died before I found out. My mother has yet to tell me. I figured it out all by myself.
Oh, that's beautiful, Brian. Oh, you have another piece you want to share?
Nope, I do not.
Oh, well, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing it. Please check out his mic, Cafe Generalissimo, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first and, third Mondays of the month. He's on Facebook and I think Instagram, and he's had beautiful books out. He's part of the Next 10 Ricardo Green books, and he's in our Out Loud anthology. He does great, and he's posting a lot of stuff. He's always posting, he's published and stuff. So we're proud of all the work he does in our community, and he can rock a fedora. He can rock a fedora. Looks good.
You know how to rock a beanie, baby.
Oh, Michael Sindler says that too. I think it's cute. Well, thank you.
I called you a beanie baby.
He did. He called me a beanie baby on my birthday. It was very cute. I love Michael Sindler. If you're watching, Michael, we love you, and you can come hang out in Deadpan Dope anytime. Well, thank you, Brian. Always a pleasure. Before we go to the Beanie Blessing, and I'll screen share it for Terry instead of I'll just screen share it for you. We started doing some eye state out, and Marissa's got her. Yeah, when Marissa and I do work together, sometimes she wears her beanie for me. It looks good on her. So I'm gonna do a screen share here. Every Tuesday before we close out, I'm always gonna leave everyone with an I statement. I think I statements not just good for our mental health. I think it makes us better writers. Of course, no one has to do this for homework, and if you don't want to write a proper I statement, you can turn it into your own prompt. No one is forced to do anything they don't want to here. So let me screen share my stuff, my little PowerPoint that I made for y'all while I was on the train today. Okay, so tonight's I statement is I am strong enough. So you can write an I statement, you can write a poem, you don't do anything. But for those that aren't familiar with I statements, this is what they are. I feel, when, because. That's the proper way to do an I statement. If anyone also wants this PowerPoint, I'm more than happy to send it to you as a PDF. Just reach out to me privately and I'll email it to you. So that's how we construct our I statements. Try to avoid phrases that I feel that, or I feel like. It helps as a writer, just helps with your growth on your journey. And that's a feelings wheel. So there's a lot to choose from. Some are positive, some aren't. It's okay. It's whatever you're feeling. If you write, 5 negative I statement, that's fine. You had to get out of your body, and life isn't perfect. If you write 5 positive one, that's great. So also I found all this at the GCF Global Learning website. So it's gcflearnfree.org. They're a great website. You can check them out and learn more about I statements there. And that's our feelings wheel. And that's it. So if anyone wants that little PowerPoint to help them, feel free to reach out to me. And the prompt is I am strong enough, which is also a great share song. So I'm going to share screen the Beanie blessing, and then we will go off the live feed and we can hang out for a few minutes in the after party. If you want to come join us, the Zoom information is in our Word is Right page. It's always a pleasure hosting. To learn more about me, I can be found mostly on IG ES_Strauss. If you want to tip me for hosting at the Word is Right, you can find me on Venmo, PayPal, ES_Strauss. And I still have a couple first editions of Kunda Beanie and Out Loud available if you're interested in that. Just the first editions though, if they're going fast. All right, so let me screen share for Terry. Okay. All right, can you see that, Terry? Good. No?
Beanie blessings.
Okay.
We close out our time together, staring up at the same sky, whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face, the cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening. The crescent moon fades in as the constellations begin to dance throughout the night. We all look up at the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence and art. Thank you, taking the time to create. Thank you for holding space. May you squirt out poems kitty style in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us warm and stylish. This has been the Deadpan Dope Tuesday open mic with The Word is Right, hosted by Deadpan Lizzie.